Hello, welcome back. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I'm so happy you guys came to see me today. I want to talk about still living at home at 63. 63 and still living at home. That's a wonderful thing. You have to think about that. As you get older, you want to be able to live in your home, right? It's the best place to be. It's the best place to be. You don't want to live in a senior living community. I mean, you may want to, but that can be your home as well. So we're not going to talk bad about the 55 and older community, senior living. You don't have to have assisted living. Now that's something a little different where you get help with your daily activities. If you are currently still in your home, that means you're able to take care of yourself. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. And I am very grateful for the blessing that I have of being able to stay in my own home. But there are some safety issues sometimes when you decide as a senior you want to live in your home by yourself. You have to worry about your safety. And what made me think about this is my mom lived by herself. And me and her had a thing where we would talk before she went to bed at night and we would talk first thing in the morning. So one morning I didn't get my call from her, and so I was calling her, she didn't answer the phone. So I have a key. I had a key to her place. I went over there and she was on the floor. She had gotten up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and because her knees and hips were damaged or not so great, she fell and she couldn't get up. So I got there and I helped her up. And I don't know if that was the decision when she made to go get hip replacement surgery or what. But anyway, it just made me think about safety precautions you have to have when you live alone, when you're still in your home and you're a senior or you're getting up in age. And it's really tough when you have disabilities or you're, using equipment to get around with, because that can, sometimes cause a safety issue in itself. And another thing people who are living at home by themselves should be careful of are their animals. I remember one time I had a boss. He tripped over his German Shepherd in the middle of the night and broke his ankle. And I would always say when I had my dogs, they were small, and well, it doesn't matter, big or small, you can still trip over them. And I actually have a video, I don't know, well, I'm not going to put it in here, where my son, he tripped over our dog, and it was kind of funny, but yeah, having a pet, you have to be careful stepping on their tail, stepping on their feet, because when you do that, it causes you to get an off balance, and then you can fall and really, really mess some stuff up. You hear about people breaking their hips and all this stuff because we get fragile as we get older. Our bones aren't as strong as they used to be. So when you're still living at home, you have to put some precautions, some safety measurements in there. Make sure somebody has a key to your home who you trust, who can come in when they haven't heard from you. My brother and my son, they have keys to my home so that if something happens to me, they can get over here. And one time my son took that key and used it because I was having issues with my back. And I had gone to emergency. He came up to the emergency and brought me back home. So that night we were texting, and then I fell asleep. And he was wondering why I stopped texting. So in his mind, he thought, oh no, she fell and she can't get up. So he came over here, and it was probably 2 or 3 in the morning, and I found him sitting out here on the couch when I woke up, or when I got up, because I'm like, why is that light on in there? And so I got up and he's in there sitting, and he told me why he came over, which made me so happy to know that he had an urgency to get over here to make sure his mom was okay. So it's always good to have someone who can get to you in an emergency or when they feel like something is going on. Now, if you don't have family members around, this is where neighbors become your best friend. I have a neighbor who we are we keep pretty tight in communication with each other, so that if something happens, we can call emergency or whatever if we know the other one is in danger or hurt or whatever it is. It's always good when you're living alone, living in your home by yourself, that you have some type of safety measure in place. And a lot of people don't. And that's not good. That's not good, because as we get older, things happen, where we could fall on the floor and just lay there and not be able to get up. I mean, I had a situation one time where I took myself to the hospital, and by the time I got there, I almost fainted. And it was because I had an infection that if I hadn't gone to the doctor, I probably would have laid in my apartment at that time and no longer been here. So, but I was younger then, so it was easier for me to get to the hospital, but I just had thought about that. And as soon as I got there, I told the doctor, I was like, I'm getting ready to faint. And so they rushed me and they got all the antibiotics and all that stuff in my system. And I was in the hospital for a couple of days. But when you're still living at home as you get older, you have to put some precautions in place. It's just simple as that. You're not as young as you used to be, and things can happen. You could cut your finger, which I've done before. I've got a Ninja blender, and that thing is extremely sharp, the spinner. And I dumped it, and the thing that turns around hit my thumb, and it just gushed blood out. I ran in there. My son was here at the time, and he was like, what happened? And I told him, and I showed. He's like, oh my God. He was trying to wrap my finger up. But yeah, stuff like that can happen to anybody when they still live at home, especially by themselves. You have to have someone who's ready and able to get to you in a time of need. It's nothing like having an emergency situation and you're just stranded. There's nobody there for you. You're just by yourself. That's a scary thing. Or sick. I have a friend now that's so sick. They've had COVID, they've had the flu, and now they probably have pneumonia. And I don't want to put that in existence, but I'm hoping they went to the hospital. And this has been going on for a month or so. And I'm just I've been around them a couple of times, but I didn't contact anything. Thank God. But that's sad. You're by yourself and you're sick. And there's nobody to take care of you. You're trying to take care of yourself and you're already sick. That's such a sad, sad thing. So, but that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Being 63 and still living at home, it's a blessing and it's reality. So we have to be very careful. We have to be cautious and have things in place for our safety. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Mwah.